Happy Monday, everybody. Sean Mania, under 16 and a half outs is going to be our free play of the day. We're going to go over that in just a second. We'll also talk some NHL and NBA plays, and we will look at some upcoming client plays for the week, get everyone situated so we know what we're looking at. Got a really good week, especially in golf. We'll go over that. Let's talk about Sean Mania. Sean Mania. First, let's take a look at what's going on here on our good friends props.cash. So we see he's gone under in his last 5 games, and especially here against Detroit, we get this 18 out performance, and then he goes under it. So let's take a look at his game log here and try and see if we can make sense out of it. So he was absolutely dealing in this game, this opening game. He goes 6 innings, only gives up 1 hit. The reason I like his under is the next 5 games, no matter if he was pitching good or bad, they never brought him out for the 6th inning here. So against Cincinnati, in his next start after the 6 inning performance, he pitches really well, only gives up 3 hits, only goes 5 innings. Of course, against Kansas City, gets blasted, doesn't make it. Against the Dodgers, pretty decent outing, only 4 hits, again, only 5 innings. Against San Francisco, pitching a shutout, only 4 hits, only goes 4.2 innings. And against the Cubs, pitching really good, only 5 innings, gives up 3 hits, 1 run. So they seem pretty set on not bringing him out here for the 6th inning here. And this 16 and a half number is a little bit strange. So I think I think the books may be struggling with this line a little bit, like, because if they put it at like I don't know, why isn't it 15 and a half? Why, like what if you're looking at that game log, why wouldn't it be 14 and a half or 15 and a half? The 16 and a half doesn't make any sense to me. And I'm not really sure why. I mean, it is juiced a little bit, minus 150. I guess that's why they're getting away with it. But when you're looking at, 5, 4.5, 5, 3.5, or 5, 4, 4.2, 5, 3.2, and 5. I'm just wondering why the books wouldn't set it at 15 and a half or 14 and a half. But the 16 and a half just seems like they're just adding an extra out on there for kind of no reason. So I'm going to take the under on this one. He's facing a Cardinals team that is pretty terrible right now, but even if he does pitch well, which he should pitch well today against a bad lineup, he's pitched good in these other games. They still don't bring him out. So I think I'm going with the under on this one as our free play. And this is a free play that is posted at WagerTalk.com. We've got a couple of free plays up if you want to take advantage of those. So, all right. So that is our free play of the day. Let's take a look at some NHL and NBA plays. And then after that, we'll talk a little bit about the weekend. How one crash in a Formula One race completely wrecked what should have been an amazing weekend. So let's talk about some NHL and some NBA plays. We'll go to NHL real quick. Only one game tonight, and there's not a whole lot I like in this one. I will say Charlie McAvoy's shots on goal over 1.5 is interesting. He goes under in the first couple games against Toronto, and then he comes back strong, goes over in the last 5 games. That's a pretty good one. As far as props, though, I really don't have a whole lot. You guys know I like playing players not to have a point, and in this this Boston Florida matchup, there's just not a lot of guys that are really struggling. I can't find much value in these guys to not have a point. Maybe DeBrusque, maybe Zach, but yeah, I'm not really. I really can't get there. The shots on goal prop that was amazing, that was hitting in the last series. Sam Reinhart over 2.5 shots on goal. Well, the books have learned their lesson. They've now bumped us up to 3.5 shots on goal. I mean, listen, he even got over this number quite a bit, but 3.5 is just a ton. It's just a ton. If you want to look at something, actually, I did see something kind of sneaky about Sam Reinhart. I was looking at shots on goal, and look at his assists. So it's under. It's minus 165 under assists, but look at this. Like, has gone under in 9 out of the last 10 games. This isn't a guy that gets a ton of assists here. So he's been pretty cold on this one. And you can see he does most of his damage with the goals here. So my only hesitation with this one is that he did have a couple of assists this season against Boston in 2 games. So I think the line is pretty fair at minus 165. But if you expect this game to be low scoring, yeah, I'm probably looking at you could take Reinhardt under not to have an assist at minus 165. I don't hate that one. So that's about all I have for tonight's NHL games. Take a look at NBA. I'll start with my Pacers and the Knicks. Give you my thoughts. We have a best bet that is in this game. That is up at wagertalk.com. We do have a really nice special that I'll go over here in just a bit. But my take on this series is, and I have several New York Knicks fans in my life, so I have several bets going on the games. I think this series goes 6-7 games. I think both teams have pretty big holes in on their teams, and that the other team can exploit them. Um, my opinion is that the Pacers have a gigantic disadvantage in rebounding. I think Hartenstein and Mitchell Robinson, depending on his health, are just going to have a field day at rebound. So if you're looking at rebounds, man, that is the first place I would look is, Mitchell Robinson. You got to figure out what his minutes are going to be, but maybe you just go to Hartenstein over 8.5, set it and forget it. Like we cannot keep up with him rebounding inside. I mean, he only went over one time against Philadelphia, but there's a certain person named Joel Embiid in there, and we don't have anybody that can rebound like that. So that's going to be a big problem for the Pacers is the rebounding. One of the big Achilles heels for the Knicks is their bench. They're going to have to rely on their starters completely. If they have foul trouble, they're going to be limited with what they can do. The Pacers have a pretty set rotation with guys that they can bring in off the bench that they trust. TJ McConnell has played good. Obi Toppin has been amazing, and what a what a crazy story that's going to be. The Pacers absolutely stole Obi Toppin from the Knicks for a couple second round draft picks, and now it's Toppin going up against them, and he's been really good in the playoffs. So that's going to be a really interesting matchup. You gotta imagine some motivation, but the other thing is that was a really intense physical series from the 76ers and the Knicks. I think they've got a few days rest, so they should be good to go. But the Pacers series was not that physical. It was not a grueling, hardcore, taxing on the body situation. So if I'm looking at freshness, I think the Pacers are going to be a little bit fresh to come out. So they're definitely going to want to push the pace. Milwaukee did a good job of slowing them down at times, but in the end, the Pacers really just pushed the pace. The Knicks are going to try and do the same thing, I think. But I think the Knicks are a lot more apt to get into a run and gun style of game than the Bucks were. So I wouldn't be surprised if Tyrese Halliburton, who I'm a little bit worried about with his health, it wouldn't surprise me if he had a pretty good assist and if he had a pretty good 3-point shooting series in this one. I know he only hit 2 in the last game against Milwaukee, but he did hit 4 and he did hit 5 against the Knicks. He went over in the last time they played in February, but that was a lot has happened since then. So, and I think you're getting a really good price because he went under in the regular season, but I'm not sure that really matters. But I would be looking at his assist total. I think they get out and run, and I think he dishes a lot of assists. The other piece that I was looking at is the 3-point shooting of Miles Turner, and I believe they have really, really juiced this one, unfortunately. It's a minus 188 over 1.5. That's really frustrating because I thought we were going to get a good price, but Miles Turner is going to be a big key to the series. If he can stretch the bigs, he's going to have a ton of open looks on threes. If he's hitting his threes, that's going to be a nightmare for the Knicks. They're going to have to close out and they're going to have to do some switching and they're going to have to figure that one out. The defense of the Pacers is atrocious, and it's not breaking news to say that Jalen Brunson should have a good series against us. Books are obviously already over this one. I don't even know if this line is high enough, though. 48.5 points, rebounds, and assists. They have his points at 35.5, which is crazy, except that he went over the last 4 games. We are not going to be able to stop Jalen Brunson at all. Not even close. We have nobody on the perimeter who can help. We're going to have to send some kind of help or some kind of double team and hope that the rest of the Knicks are missing shots. But if Jalen Brunson, if we try and guard him with anybody on the perimeter one-on-one, good night. Jalen's going to have a huge, huge series. He is a great parlay piece to be the leading scorer in this series. If you're looking for parlay pieces, that would be a good one. I'm going to watch this game intently tonight and see if I can find some trends and see if there's some things that either team can exploit. But I will also tell you, I do think that the Pacers plus 2.5 in this series is a great piece. We easily hit our NBA playoff series parlay in the first round, and I think I may fire away on that one and do something with the Pacers plus 2.5. 4-2 sounds about right. 4-2, 4-3. I think home teams. I think the home team wins most of the games in this one. So, if Pacers get a split, oh man, if they get a split in the first couple games, oh man, that bet is looking fantastic. So maybe they catch the Knicks off guard tonight after that grueling series with Philly. So make a move to Minnesota and Denver. Christian Braun, I've noticed something with him. His rebounds and assists are down. They have it at 3.5 tonight. He only played 19 minutes in the first game against Minnesota. Only had 2 rebounds and assists, and it's really been coming under this one. And when you look at kind of the rotation of Denver, Braun is in there. Like, make no mistake, he's definitely going to be up in there, and he's going to get minutes. I wonder if he gets even fewer minutes. Denver cannot lose this game. So I wonder if the starters of Denver get a few extra minutes and maybe guys like Christian Braun don't play as much. But anyway, listen, with all the bigs that are in this matchup with Jokic and Porter and Gordon and Gobert and Towns, it is hard for guys like Christian Braun to grab rebounds. And he's not a big assist guy, doesn't handle the ball a whole lot. So this rebounds and assists at 3.5 seems, it's a low number, but boy, it seems pretty tough for a guy that I don't expect to put up a bunch of stats. So a couple of other ones that were of note here. Aaron Gordon hasn't been hitting 3-pointers. And when I say hasn't been hitting 3-pointers, I mean he's hit 2 in the last 10 games. His under is minus 142. He's not even really attempting them that much. And it makes sense against Minnesota. They need his presence inside. But yeah, he is absolute ghost town from 3-pointers. So Porter's taking most of them, of course, Jamal Murray. So that one kind of stuck out to me. And then the other one, we talked about Aaron Gordon, Michael Porter. Let's see. There was another category that I thought was interesting here. Oh, Alexander Walker. Naz Reid hasn't been great. Alexander Walker came in and he only had 5 against Denver. That wasn't very good. And look, he hasn't even been close. Hasn't even been close going up against Denver. So his under 10.5. He had a decent amount of minutes. I believe he was around 20, but just not happening. Gone under his point total as well. And again, if you're Minnesota, probably leaning on your starters a lot more in this game. Now, that being said, they may be happy with the split if Denver comes out, lays a smackdown, and just says you're not winning 2 in a row against us. Then I could see maybe the bench players get a little bit more. I just don't see a blowout at any game in this series. So I would look at Alexander Walker under his rebounds and assists, or not his rebounds assists, but his points, rebounds, and assists. As only had 5, and this Denver matchup is way different than that Phoenix matchup that he was in. So, all right, those are your NBA and NHL props. What do we have up for today as far as official client plays for Road to Millions? We got a Monday pack. It includes an NBA and MLB best bet. So if you want to grab that, that is available at WagerTalk. And we're still doing the WagerTalk special, 11 days for the price of 7. It ends up $10 per day. We're still over that 60 unit mark. So treading water a little bit the last week or so has been frustrating. I'll get into what happened over the weekend, but Still having a great year. Very, very excited. I get to go talk to my financial planner today to talk about my Roth IRA, and I get to compare my numbers to his, which is always fun. I always enjoy that. But really encourage everyone to jump on board. I got the nicest message from someone last night, and I hope that he'll let me share it with everybody. It's not the first time that I've gotten a message like that. I don't get a ton of them, but basically just thanking me for the Road to Millions video, the setup, and how it's completely changed not just their betting style but their life, about how much more positive it is, how much more money they're making, and just kind of the ripple effect of all of that. So really, really appreciate that message. I cannot tell you how much it means. So I'll reach out to him, see if he'll let me share that. Maybe he might come on. Maybe I'll see if I can sweet talk him to come on and talk about his experience. But if you want to jump on board, you can get 11 days for the price of 7. So if you get that today, you get all the plays through Monday, and then 4 extra days. So you're getting a fantastic value on that. Um, just really nice streaks across the board and cross sport parlays. We had really good picks on the UFC card this weekend. It's going to be NBA, MLB, NHL. There's golf. We are going to have a big darts play. We're coming off of a really, really nice darts run. I think we're up 7 units in the last couple weeks just in darts. So, in fact, let's talk about that. What plays do we have this week? I will tell you, it's a great golf week. We're going to have a really nice few weeks coming up on golf. We have some packed fields with courses that they play every year. So we have tons of information. I did not play anything over the golf tournament on the golf tournament last weekend. I was kind of glad I didn't. I think they would have won, but I didn't have any really, really strong plays. We are going to be golf heavy. There's going to be some really, really nice units coming in off of golf the next few weeks. We still will have our NBA plays. We are 12-6 in NBA playoff plays, so we will have those. Love that we hit our last MLB player prop. So that was a really, really confident one. Bo Bichette under his hits, runs, and RBIs. We have another one that is up today. And so you can expect more MLB plays. And NHL, I have not done a whole lot with NHL, and I'm really glad that I haven't. I was going to take Thomas Harley again to not have a point last night, and he had a point. That was a losing play that we laid off, and it was really, really good we did. And sometimes it's just best to lay off these plays. What's one of the things that I always say? The best way to make money is to not lose it. So we've laid off some really, really good plays, especially in NHL. It just hasn't really been happening for us. So been doing a lot of paper trading and realizing that laying off plays is a smart thing to do. So what do? We put our resources in other sports that are doing really well for us. Golf is going to be good, and we're having a fantastic golf year. So I think one thing I'm going to do, I may do this tomorrow. I may do like a parlay, not necessarily a workshop. Corbin and I did a parlay workshop, but I'm going to start showing you guys some categories that I've been experimenting on and catching on. I think I may put some of them in here moving forward. One of the problems that I have is not everyone can get some of these parlays, and I get complaints. So I end up only playing them on my own, and I can't really give them out to clients. But I think if I start showing you guys some of the things that I'm playing, maybe it points you down the right path and you can scrape together a few units. I've easily been adding 2 to 4 units a week in some of these kind of random parlays. So I will go through some of those categories and show you what's been working. So the exciting thing is I haven't really been paper trading. I've just been playing them on my own, and they've been working. So I feel pretty confident in showing some of these categories. So we'll take advantage of that, and I'll start talking about it later this week, and we'll probably do that tomorrow. So golf, the golf show Tea Time, that's going to be a big one this week, and we'll keep doing the Road to Millions plays. I'm going to have a series parlay play again, probably later today in the NBA. So, but really, most important, guys, take advantage of long-term packages. 11 days for 7 is pretty good. I would much prefer people jumped on board 30 days, give it a really good shot. And then once we kind of show what we can do, hopefully we can get you on board for a year's package, because the discount per day is astronomical. It's amazing. So we're up 91 units last year. Right now we are up 60 some odd units. Dropped a couple over the weekend with Formula One. And let me talk about Formula One real quick. was like a 12-unit swing. The race starts. We have our plays locked in, and everything is going perfect. We had Max Verstappen to win. He's winning, and he's not barely winning. He's winning, winning. We had a couple other head-to-heads. Those are going great, and all we need is not chaos. That's all we need. We need him to follow the leader all the way around. Lando Norris is doing a crazy strategy to try and stay out ahead, and he's praying for a safety car. He's praying for a safety car, and he gets the Hail Mary because two absolute bums racing in the very back, like last place, Logan Sargent, Kevin Magnuson, getting in a wreck. And that's what kills Formula One plays is chaos because it's very, very predictive. It's a very, very predictable sport. So what happens? The safety car comes out. Now it's chaos. Lando Norris is in front. Max can't do anything about it. So we're going to lose that one. And then Oscar Piastri, who is easily winning his head-to-head matchup, and in the top 10. Him and Carlos Sainz getting a scarfuffle. They touch. Piastri's wing gets damaged. They bring him in. He goes to the back and can't make it up. If that accident between the two last place cars hadn't happened, we waltz our way into 12 units, a 12-unit swing. It's the nature of the beast, but that was really, really extremely frustrating to watch that we handicapped that race perfect and it tanked our place. So, but that's why we preach bankroll management, and we know it's a very, very long season, a very long year, and this would be the part where I just say, well, long term, long term. Listen, you can't have long term profits without short term profits. That sucked yesterday because we were looking at a really nice, easy, like +3 to 6 unit weekend, and instead we dropped a few units because of that. So, like, I feel like in the industry when we have when anybody has like some losing plays over the last couple days, they default to, well, that long term. That's why we preach long term. And I'm like, well, yes, but you need to have a lot of short term profits in order to get to the long term profits. So I don't like sugarcoating it when we lose like yesterday or the day before. Yes, of course it's long term. Yes, we're up 60 some odd units. Yes, we're going to be up 100 units by the end of the year. Yes, we were up 91 units last year, but when those short-term losses, man, they suck. But I do appreciate everybody believing in us long-term. We've got the track record, and we'll keep pumping away. And I look forward to a really, really good week. So don't forget to take advantage of that special. And if you are interested in doing something more long-term, just leave a comment, reach out to us, and please hit the like button. Please leave us a comment. Tell us how your weekend went. Tell us how your Road to Millions is doing. Let me know what plays that you're playing. And appreciate you guys as always. Good luck on all your plays, and we will see everyone later.